at their phone when they see me talk about black women. I can't do it by myself. But I also want to talk about the black men who took this loss personally. You know, there are some black men, of course, you know, like the regular culprits like the DL Hughley's, the Luke Campbell, Luther Campbell. I'm really discussing what Luke said. Like he said,
Really?
if
What do you
I don't
say?
know if you heard this or not, I put this on my Instagram. He said if the 12% of black men at the time it was 12%, now it's like 20 something percent. But he said the black men who voted for Trump, if they get lynched, don't come want me to protest. It's like you
What?
looking forward to a black man getting lynched because he exercised his right to vote for a candidate. Literally something that people got lynched because they wanted to vote. And now a
Yeah.
black man voted for somebody that you're not aligned with, you want that person to get lynched. You know what I'm saying? I
Wow.
was so disgusted when I heard Luke say that. And I was, that pissed me
And then
off.
Luke,
That,
really, Luke of all
yes,
people, like what
of
is
all
he doing
people,
these days? Last time I heard, he was being ratchet. Like what is he
yes.
doing with his life?
Well, he was one of the celebrities that was campaigning and going hard for Kamala. That's on on social media. You know, he was like one of the Plies, one of the DL Hewleys, one of the Ricky Smileys. You know, Luke was up there with those type of people, and like what I seen what DL Hewley said. I'm not really upset about it. It is what it is. He just said that he think that they stole the election, they cheated because Trump got so many votes. He think that it was rigged. I'm not mad about that because it's not. You know, people are
Yeah.
proud that they voted for Trump. It's not that. So I'm not mad about stuff like that. But I'm still seeing a lot of men. What's my man name on CNN? That always crying. Oh
Don
my God.
Lemon or
No, not Don Lemon. Oh my God. What is his name? He always
is he
crying.
black?
Yes. Van Jones. So I seen
Oh,
Van
Van Jones.
Jones. You know, I'm seeing him falling on the sword and saying that like, oh, we failed black women. I see another one, the mayor for Baltimore, right by you, wasn't he? Brandon something. Can't think of the mayor name. I think Brandon Scott
Yeah,
might
I
be.
know.
He's saying things
Yeah.
like, oh, black, this country don't deserve black women. Like, what are you talking about? This country don't
Wow.
deserve black women because the way that people decided to vote. This country don't deserve black women because your party put up a candidate to run for 100 days. What do
Yeah,
you expect?
that sounds insane. And I didn't, unfortunately, I didn't follow as much of what the black men were saying in the fallout. Most of the black men I follow were like relieved and happy, like, whoo,
Yeah.
goodness. But honestly, my first thought is when I hear that, I'm like, were they paid to? I mean, I do feel like people are paid to,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean. So I always kind of wonder, like, how much were they paid? Do they really believe this? And then if it's true that they do really believe it, it's like it. Honestly, I don't even know. I don't know why they would be acting like that.
You
That's
know
crazy.
why? It's a few reasons why. All right.
You break it
I
down.
mean, where's your daughter at? I'll make
You're
sure
a black
that.
man, so you would know more than me about this one.
Okay. I want to make sure your daughter not in earshot of this conversation because I don't want her hearing this. What I'm about to say. So
I'll turn the volume down.
I wish I had like closed captions so you can just read it so she can't hear it. All right.
Okay.
One of the main reasons the black men are crashing out because it shows allyship to the black women's plight about how they feel about Kamala, and that gives them continued access to black women's pussy. That's why. That is exactly why. That's one of the reasons I think. You like, oh my God, yeah, you one of the real ones. You ain't one of those, ones that sold us out and voted for Trump. Here come their legs up. Like, whoop, here we go. That's what it is. I really feel like that's part of the reason why. They know like I could just pan like a Derek Jackson. I know I could pan it to you, tell you
Standard.
what you want to hear, say those things, and I'll be
Mhm.
a god amongst this community. I'm one of the few. I'm loud and proud. I'm saying it. You see me, you know I'm one of those men. You want to be with me. It's a form of womanizing, of manipulation, of saying these things. And I think a lot of people don't believe it. I think a lot of
Right.
people are logical. Like, you know what? She ran a bad campaign. It is what it is. I don't like Trump, but she ran a bad campaign. But the men that's out here that's pandering, saying all this stuff, they in there for the pussy. And I'm not trying to be vulgar, and I just think that's what it really is.
think that day I would have see this is my brain. I would have never thought of that, but it actually makes it makes a good point. You're making a good point, and also it kind of feeds into my sort of default is, are these men serious? There's something, like there must be some incentive that they're getting other than the fact that they actually believe what they're saying. Because I'm like, how
Yes.
could you possibly be a man? It's one thing to be an emotional woman and you
Mm-hmm.
just, but to be a grown man, and you over here upset that the obvious happened. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is, and I'm not even, like I said, I'm not a super political person, and this was obvious to me. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I even stopped watching it. My daughter was looking at all the numbers, and I'm like, he gonna win. I'm going to bed. you know,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so that is an interesting take on it, but I can see that because, like you said,
Yes.
they become the token, and they can sort of maneuver in all those spaces with other Black women,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like men who are like feminists, like men who are
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm a feminist. I'm always kind of skeptical because I'm like, okay, it's one thing to be a man and you support women and and be pro, like you're not a misogynist, but now you're going as far because I don't even think I'm a feminist. So now
Yes.
you as a man, you're a feminist. Like I always question them. Like
That's like it's like a black man with a Confederate flag do rag on. Like
that's what I'm saying. So I'm always like, okay, what is in this? Like, what are you getting out of saying you're a feminist? So that's just how my mind always
yes,
works.
and
But
that's
yeah,
how I
so
feel
that's a
about the
very
men that is
interesting.
out here going balls to the wall for Kamala, saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe this. Black women don't deserve this." Da-da-da-da. Man, they are a golden ticket right now. They are. You know how you play Monopoly back in the days? They had like the Monopoly things you take off the McDonald's. And how everybody
Yeah,
had Park Place, but nobody had Boardwalk. Right now,
yeah.
he's Boardwalk. Everybody want that piece because they know who he is.
Wow.
Yes, I'm telling you, that's
Then
what it
it's
is.
like they do that at the expense. I mean, I guess for them, they're getting what they want. But what
Mm-hmm.
about your dignity? What about your, because come on, this to me it just seems so obvious. Like, yeah, it's like why do that at the expense of your own dignity? Because now,
See, you thinking that, and in an aspect of someone like your husband or someone like like me, that we having a conversation that we could be real logical. We talking about
yeah,
men that was ready to be preying on women, knowing that I could say this to a woman. That's what we talking about. We talking about the dudes that you see in the club that got the pills that they pop in the. That's what we speaking about. That's what we speaking about. We talking about the
wow,
Quaaludes, the Quaalude guys. We not speaking about regular stand up, go to work, take care of family men. We talking about men who is do anything to get into a woman's pants. That's what we speaking about. And this crashing out for all this stuff. Oh my God, black. They don't believe that. They don't believe it
they
at
can't
all.
believe it. Yeah, they can't possibly believe it. So I'm glad you actually gave me that actually makes sense.
And another one,
Wow.
and one more, and it's kind of like parallel to what I'm saying, is the simping aspect. They say whatever a black woman want to hear because they want to be around black women, and they will
Yeah.
hope that conversation would lead to more of a physical relationship with a black woman. So they try to get back
Interesting.
into the womb. Since they came out, they're always
See,
trying to find their way back to another one.
wow. No, that's actually good, and it kind of reminds me of when